An amazing thing has happened on the campus of Appalachian State University. Students in music theory classes have moved past the restrictions of conventional lectures and note-taking, and they are now actively participating and learning. Engagement and achievement are on the rise, thanks to the use of the Dyknow software system. Many students have benefited from the use of this system, and these are but a few of their stories.
We use Dyknow for collective analysis. With the class, we would all participate in groups for analysis of music during my analytical techniques theory class. And the teacher would separate us into groups of 3 or 4 people, and we would just individually work on different aspects of each piece, and then overall show it to the whole class what our progress was.
I use Dyknow both as a student in a music theory classroom, as well as a teaching assistant in a music theory classroom. So I kind of got to see both sides of the interface, from the student perspective and the teacher's perspective, at least a little bit.
When I first started using Dyknow, I think the students at first were just excited about the possibility to draw and interact with each other. And I think the most important way I use Dyknow now is probably in the collaboration that happens in my classroom. I typically scan in a musical score for the students before class. They come in, the score's available, I put the students in groups, and they work together. One of the great things about music theory, the subject that I teach, is the fact that there are different interpretations that are possible. And I think with Dyknow and being able to show those interpretations to the class, that just allows the students to get a better understanding from many different viewpoints.
I like the fact that we can write on the screen of the tablet, and then when we submit it, we can see our answers compared to other people's answers.
My favorite feature in Dyknow probably has to be when I share control. I love it when I'm in class and a student raises his or her hand and says, well, I think it's this, and I can hit one button and I'm able to share control with that student and let them actually lead the class and actually teach the class from their desk. So giving the student the ownership in the classroom through the shared control button is probably my favorite feature. I want to tell a story about a particular student and how Dyknow has affected his just presence here in our music school. This particular student is a music education major, and probably when he attended my class the first time, I could not imagine this student in the classroom. He was very shy, very reserved, kept all of his thoughts to himself. We started using Dyknow in the classroom, and I started to notice that this particular student would have different interpretations than the rest of the class. And when I would ask him why he would have a different interpretation, I would take his panel, show it. He was very, very nervous about speaking in front of the class. But as time went on, he got more comfortable with Dyknow, and he started writing more, and he started writing more of his interpretations, and he started raising his hands in class, and he started saying, can I share my interpretation? I know it's different. I want to show everyone why. And by the end of the semester, I would say 2 semesters actually, he became one of the true leaders in my classroom. And I firmly believe that the collaborative nature and the ability to let this particular student voice his thoughts in the classroom through Dyknow has helped him to achieve many, many goals just in the past year.